After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 511. Today is Monday, June 27th, 2022, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
Now you're going to hear a lot of noise in the background. We've got the people fixing our air conditioner downstairs, and we have fans running,
yes.
And the phone may ring because we can't put it on fax because we need to have the phone lines open. I may have to pop up and do a few things if my husband says he needs me for that, so it might be a little disjointed. We apologize in advance. Okay, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad that you found us. And if you are returning, we're glad that you came back. And if you are in the shadows, we hope that you will consider joining us officially. Just tap the little bell and hit the little subscription button, little red button on your right, so you'll get notifications. And we, let's see what else. Oh yes, if you want to be able to take part in the alongs and all the camaraderie and all that kind of thing, that happens on our homepage, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's in the little information below this video. Before we get started, I want to wish Looney Hiker and her husband happy 40th anniversary.
Oh, yay.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Many happy returns. Okay, may have many more happy years together. Okay, let's see.
We both have 6, but you have more exciting stuff.
I do? Oh, okay. Before we go, I guess we do our tea. And I'm still doing the community until Thursday, I think. So, I'm actually a couple days ahead because I won't be able to actually do it, drink it and everything on Tuesday. So I'm ahead, so I can just post the thing before I leave. This is actually for tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I forget which. And this is just a plain rooibos tea in my community mug.
It smells like rooibos.
It does, and the funny thing is, I liked rooibos, and then I don't know what happened. I kind of said maybe I don't like rooibos.
Maybe the kind of rooibos that you tried.
Yeah, it might have been. And then there's a lot of people. Rooibos tea is very divisive in that you either like it or you don't like it.
And I don't like it.
And I'm finding that I do.
But it's really funny. Actually, Mom and I have quite different tastes, which is great because usually a lot of times if I don't like a tea, she likes it and vice versa. Every once in a while we'll both dislike a tea.
Or we'll both like it.
Or both like it.
I think we both like it more than we both dislike it.
Yes.
But this, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5. It's probably more like a 4.8. But I think the thing with rooibos tea, and I didn't realize this until recently, is that there are different colors. There's green rooibos and red rooibos.
Is this a red or a green?
This is a red.
You see, I don't like red rooibos.
I think it wasn't green, that's for sure. So I don't.
I think usually if it just says rooibos, it's red. It just says rooibos. I'm pretty sure that red rooibos is the base rooibos.
It's very smooth. It puts me in mind of, it makes me think of, not in taste, but in smoothness. You know those very smooth caramels that you can get sometimes? That, I never understood what smooth meant in a tea.
That's the mouthfeel?
That's the mouthfeel. It's very smooth. Yeah, I like it. And I'm not going to offer it because she doesn't like it, so.
No. I can smell the stink of rooibos from here.
Don't be cruel to a heart that's pure.
I was just thinking about that.
Yes, you all know that reference, and if you don't, shame on you.
For the people who don't know, because we have had people say they do like
Elvis Presley
song.
Elvis Presley. Before my time, by the way. I'm older than dirt, but not quite that old.
You know, I like some of his music, but I'm not nearly as big a fan as Davina.
Yeah, Davina's a great big fan of Elvis Presley.
She's a huge Elvis Presley fan. Of course, she also likes his stupid little movies. Okay, I'm sorry if you like Elvis Presley movies, but...
To each his own, and we love you anyway.
Yes. No accounting for taste.
Yes.
Okay.
They watch us, right?
True.
Okay.
I'd like to think that we're better than Elvis Presley movie.
As long as we don't try to sing. He's got a good voice.
He does have a good voice, for sure. I mean, more of the inane plots.
You mean our always being banging off the walls and going
Yeah,
all over the place?
yeah,
but
we're more amusing.
you'd like to think so.
Okay, so in my this is what my head looks like oboe mug.
And I have that over there. I had it over there just in case I wanted to switch out my tea because I didn't like it.
And hers says this is what my daughter's head looks like. I am drinking, it's actually a Tisane. I think I was told it's pronounced Tisane and not Tisane, which is the way I always
I always thought it was a Tisane, but it doesn't have an E at the end?
I don't know because it doesn't actually say on here.
Oh, okay.
I do believe it does have an E at the end.
Yeah. Because I thought it was Tisane. But I've heard it mostly said Tisane, so I don't know.
Yeah. And I've never heard Poirot say it, even though he's constantly talking about how he likes Tisanes, at least in the books.
Yes, but he wouldn't say a Tisane. He would just say, I would like this or that.
I think he does call them Tisanes.
I don't know, maybe he does.
I know he likes cordials.
Yes, he does. Well, syrups.
Syrups, that's right. He always is offering someone a syrup, and he'll have all the flavors.
Yes.
Which makes me wonder, I'm pretty sure he's not just offering them like maple syrup. I mean, what is it? Just a really sweet drink?
I think it's like you said, like a cordial or something. We'll have to look it up
because I'm pretty sure he's not just going like, here, have some maple syrup.
Maybe it's some kind of early soda. Like you put it
maybe
because they had the soda fountains. Maybe he has a carbonated.
I didn't get the impression it was carbonated. I got the impression for some reason like it's smooth, but
I'm gonna do a.
I did get the impression that it was sweet, though.
We are talking about Hercule Poirot.
That is true. Okay, so this is Cupid's Cup. This is one that you can't... I think the only time you can actually purchase it is February. Otherwise, you had to use points from your purchases to get this.
And I bought so much during February, I got 2 of them.
Which it worked because I really wanted to try.
No, I have 2 of them. Still.
Oh, by yourself?
I think I do.
Okay.
I have to check, but I think I do.
I thought you gave me one.
Maybe I did.
So this has in it rose hips, hibiscus, apple, sprinkles, natural flavor, rose petal, strawberry.
Now, I might like that because it has hibiscus in it.
Now, I did try, and I went ahead and put the fruit honey in here. By itself, I don't care for the fruit honey. It doesn't taste as good as some of the other ones. I'm not sure I would pick it up again unless it's really good in this tea.
And it looks like my Germany tea because of the hibiscus.
I feel like... I'm not sure how I feel about the honey in there.
It smells good.
Oh, it always smells good. I feel like it's not quite as sweet with the...
Oh, I can taste the hibiscus. I like this.
I
like that's good.
And that's with the fruit honey.
That's really good. I'm glad I have some. Good to know.
And it kind of gives me the feel of when when it's a kid, right after having made the Kool-Aid, you're drinking the hot Kool-Aid.
Yes. Or hot Jell-O.
I never drank hot Jell-O, but I did drink hot Kool-Aid.
We used to drink hot Jell-O at camp. And we did all kinds of crazy things. Drink hot Jell-O. We'd stick a hollow candy cane into an orange and drink the orange juice out of that.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, all kinds of weird things that you never think of doing, and that reminds me of hot Jell-O. That's exactly what
it reminds me of hot Kool-Aid, because Davina and I would be just, we want our Kool-Aid so much we want to wait for it to cool down, so we just drink it hot.
Why would you make hot Kool-Aid?
Well, you make it hot to mix the sugar better because water...
Is that what I did? I don't remember that.
Yeah, Davina and I used to make it ourselves after a certain point. But, the sugar doesn't dissolve as well in cold water. So that's probably why you use the hot water.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I just remember doing that.
Yeah, then we just were too excited about the Kool-Aid to wait, so we would just drink it hot. I know I did a fair amount, enough that I associate the taste with it. I don't know how much
after a while, we stopped getting Kool-Aid because we got the Capri Suns.
Yes, yes. We must have done enough, though, for me to remember it.
Well, We did it enough for you to remember it, but we must have alternated because I remember having the Capri Sun boxes when I was doing daycare in
Oh, yeah.
Germany, and you were only a year old.
I think we used the Capri Sun a lot of times when we were doing field trips.
Yeah.
Because they were convenient,
Yeah.
and those are really good.
Yeah.
I think I could go for the Capri Sun even now.
Well, they have like apple juice and grape juice, I think.
You remember how difficult it was to put the straw in because, like, they would misalign.
Mrs. Ham and I used to drink them too
Yeah, they're good. I mean,
because it was easy to carry. We don't want to carry a soda bottle with us. Just
exactly. Just carry a few Capri Suns.
better
Struggle
for
to
you.
put your straw in the hole.
water. We carried water
Yeah,
sometimes.
because that straw would always bend
Yeah.
too.
We had to get the right little spear end. And
Yeah, and you had to angle it just
right.
because sometimes the thing just wouldn't be lined up correctly. You'd end up with like a mashed up straw, and still your Capri Sun wouldn't be open. I think there were points where we actually had to cut the top off.
I don't know. I don't think we did that too many times. I think we ended up like maybe taking a pen or something. And,
Maybe that was what we did.
or a tip of a scissor or something, and just yeah. Okay. Moving along. Our next upcoming for those of you who've been in the threads recently, I did open the thread for the arthritis, cardiac dysautonomia, and the only reason it's in that order is because it's alphabetical. So it's PHN ACD 2022, okay, and that's the hashtag.
We need another C in there. ACDC.
No. Okay, ACD, and that's what it will be, PHN ACD 2022.
Too bad it wasn't osteoarthritis, because then it would have been OCD.
Well, I didn't want to. I could have put the P, but I didn't want to get that
PCD.
specific.
Mhm.
I didn't want to get that specific. So my arthritis is kind of niche. So I just decided to just leave it arthritis.
Well, you could have also been S for spondylo.
But that's also very niche.
Yeah.
So I just decided they had rheumatoid, but I don't have rheumatoid.
No, you don't.
So I didn't want to. I mean, that's why I kind of wanted to include everything.
Right.
And the ribbon for this is we added a color to this along because the blue was already there, but we didn't have purple, so purple's in there.
So we got purple, blue, and red.
It's purple, blue, red, and pink, and teal.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 5 colors.
With the purples, you probably get lavenders.
Yeah. Any shades of red, which includes pink, blues, which includes the teals and things like that. More toward the blue than the greens,
Yeah.
the teals and the turquoises and things. And then reds, which include the pinks. You know. So anything that's purple includes lavenders, lilacs, all that
Well,
kind
the
of
purples and blue work for deoxygenated blood.
stuff. Yep. So that's coming up. I'm not going to go through what the all the rules are because that doesn't start till next week. You can look in the thread if you want to get a jump on it. But don't post any entries until the 1st, okay? Because that's
those entries will not be allowable.
yeah. I'll have to ignore them. So okay, all right. So let's move on to what we are doing currently, which is our autism awareness, Cal Lao, which started in April and ends at the end of this month. So you only have about 3 days as of this recording. Okay.
Right.
So that's actually about 3¼ days right now. So, is that right? 3¼ or 2 3/4?
I don't know.
Oh, 3 days. Okay. Midnight going into the 1st of July. All right. Now this along is
I can't knit, sock, and think.
to foster autism
time.
awareness. All right. And this, we've gone through things. We've done some things on this already. So we're just going to give you the basic gist of it. Ends June 30th. The tag is hashtag PHNAA 2022 on Instagram. We have a co-host, a very wonderful co-host, Laura Concert. She's also known as Crocheting Hoovian, and she's done this with us forever. So we are really glad to have her back with us. And her rules are similar to ours, and we have a place in the threads that show where you can post things for Laura's alongs if you are not on Ravelry. I think she's still on Ravelry. I'm not sure. Okay. Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted, and they should be very bright colors. Like I need shades colors. Okay. And for us, we said like 85-95% bright colors, and then the rest can be neutrals or black or whatever to kind of offset it. We aren't going to measure it. You guys say it's bright, we're going to believe you, unless it's absolutely obvious that what you have there is like neutral tan or something. Okay?
Right.
Nothing wrong with neutrals. It just doesn't belong in the salon.
Right,
Okay?
exactly. Save it for like your toys and any of the other
Yeah.
except for the
tea and tails or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Tea and tails, that'd be a great color if you can get a tea related.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. We do have prizes. I did mean to set the prices up, but it's been a little crazy here the last week or 10 days with all the things breaking down and needing to be fixed and doing this and doing that. So yeah, it was been exciting. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, whips, chatter, FOs are all on the same thread as always. We do have the prizes that you guys will see when I pull for prizes. So you get to be surprised.
Yay.
We usually pull for 2 prizes for each along. So there'll be 2 winners. The featured patterns and yarns, as always. During our alongs, unless otherwise stated, it's always whatever belongs to my creativity, like my yarn and my one pattern, Taya's patterns, and Laura's yarn and patterns. Those are always featured yarns and patterns, provided they meet the criteria of the along. And if you use that yarn with a featured yarn with a featured pattern for an FO, that's 3 chances at a prize for the FO only. The multiple postings are only for FOs, okay? And you are responsible for your multiple postings. We do have a couple other featured patterns for this along. George, who is 10 hours or less, his Braided Bright, and a Modest Creation, who used to be Miss World, her weighted lapgan and teddy bear pattern. It's a dual pattern, I believe it was together, but you don't have to do both of them if you don't want to. They're each big enough they can be a separate entry, okay?
Yeah.
And you can do one or both. Doesn't matter, okay? You get, if you do both, you get more chances,
right?
Okay, so let's see. Okay, tea and tails. I need a drink because that hibiscus made me need a drink.
Hibiscus is a bit drying.
Yeah. But it's a bright, happy flavor. Okay. PHNT and tails. This one goes all year, so we're heading to the close of the second quarter. All right. Again, there will be 2 winners for this as well. So the second quarter for this ends midnight going into July 1st. So get your projects in for that. At least with this one, there's no worries. It'll be eligible for prizes next quarter if you don't, if you are too late. But try to get it in anyway. So this runs January 1st through December 31st, which means January 1st of 2023. Midnight going in is finished unless the threads happen to be open. But we say, as we said repeatedly, please try to get all your things that you really want to get into this along finished by midnight going into January 1st Eastern Standard Time, because we might not close it, but we might, and we're Eastern. So yeah, we want to make sure you guys get all the chances that you can possibly get. I think people in, like, on the other side of the world actually get an extra day.
They might, yeah.
Or yeah, because we're going on our time, not theirs.
Yeah.
So the ones who get a little bit dinged are the ones like in California and stuff like that.
Right.
That's why we say, please keep an eye on your clocks for the Eastern Standard Time deadline. Don't depend on the fact that, oh, they might close it late.
Right.
Okay. And then all the rules are basically the same. This one doesn't have the caveat of having to be bright colored. This has to do with tea and or tails. Okay, it has to be related in some way, shape, or form to tea and or tails. And we're not talking about movies. We're talking about novels, books, graphic novels, narrative poetry, that kind of stuff. Plays, anything that has a beginning, middle, and an end. It can be a child's book as long as it has a story to it. So it's not like 1, 2, buckle my shoe or something.
Right. That's a Poirot book.
Well, I meant the nursery rhyme. Yeah, things like that.
You gotta be careful with nursery rhymes because Agatha Christie needs a lot of her novels.
No, I understand that, but I mean the actual nursery rhyme.
I know.
When we're providing, okay, that's all the same. The featured patterns, featured yarns are all the same, with the addition of Mom Cook for Illuminate Patterns. I forgot Kay's handle. KF Jones. She's Brian the Bears from from Bakery Bears, any of her patterns, and Joanna Johnson, as long as they are related to tea and or tails. Okay, they are featured patterns as well. And Kay
and all of them have a fair amount of
tea and or tails.
Yeah.
And Kay sometimes has yarn, but she doesn't do it very much anymore.
Yeah.
But if you have some in your stock, in your stash that you managed to get, they will apply, because when we mentioned that person, it's for anything that they do that is related to the
theme.
The theme. So, okay. Let's see here. I think that takes care of that. Yeah.
Alrighty, and it's still your turn.
Why?
Because we had stated that you have extra stuff I don't.
So I have to keep talking?
Yes.
Doesn't seem fair.
That's the agreement.
Doesn't sound like an agreement to me. Where was I when we made this agreement?
It's the rules that if someone has extra...
They're more like guidelines. Alright, here we go.
That the other doesn't.
Here in my Knitter's Magic, very soft black bag with the lavender flowers. This is my Welcome Little One project from the On the Porch Blanket by 5410 Studios. And I'm using my my bulky yarn in my Grand Necessities colorway. Whoops. It's a bunny. That's only going to get one. I need to be careful not to get tea on my blanket, because it would really show on this.
Yes, it would.
So now I'll give you full disclosure. I have not done a whole lot of anything this week. Just time got away from me. We had our anniversary this week, so that kind of took over most of the week. On Friday, when Talia went to her appointment, we were Demi and I were gone most of the day, so I didn't really have a whole lot that I was.
And it was hot, so you didn't want it anyway.
Am I purling? I don't think I'm supposed to be purling. Am I purling here?
Yeah, you're purling.
I am purling.
Hang on, let me double check. I need to hold it in my hand. No, you're not.
I am knitting. I should be knitting.
No, you aren't purling.
I am?
Yes, you're purling. Sorry, I had to think about it for a second.
Purling? I should be purling.
Definitely purling. It looks like
yes,
you should be purling.
I am purling, yes. Okay.
I was going to say, that's what it looks like you should be doing based on the rest of the pattern.
This pattern is not hard, but if I don't work on it for a while, like a week or more, I get confused as to where I'm at if I don't look at the pattern. So it's a relatively simple one, but it actually looks really pretty. And it's been one of the reasons why like I said, I haven't worked on much of anything except on the podcast, because it's been so hot. Mm-hmm. It's been really hot down here. I really felt sorry for Talia, because she's the only one who doesn't have air conditioner down here, because we're upstairs and our air conditioner upstairs does work, but the one downstairs does not. So most of the day we're all hot, and then she's got to deal with it at night. I mean, it cools down a little at night, but it's still pretty hot down here, because we've had temperatures in the high 80s and low 90s and stuff. So, and I know some of you have had 100s. We have real feel like that on occasion, but you know, thankfully it was not actual 100s.
Yeah. And I can't have a lot of the wave fans on at night because they throw me off balance. So
yeah, she has a hard time in our front room right now, because we have 2 fans going. We have all the windows open downstairs, because it's just and it's been thunderstorming. So we'd had to close the windows because all the water would come in through the screens and get on our wood floor. So it's like, okay, but at least it cools down. When it only rains a little bit, it feels muggy and you feel like you're in the jungle. But it's, you know, so this is what it's looking like. And I'll probably take this with me when we go to Talia's doctor's appointment in Baltimore, because I don't know if I'll take exactly this one, but I've got to take several projects because we don't know how long we'll be there.
Right.
So, your turn.
Okie dokie. So, let me bring up my notes, but I'm pretty sure it would be this one. Okay, let's see, there's my notes. That's not the one I wanted. There it is. Come on. Sorry, it's taking its own time to.
Oh, show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're hoping it doesn't rain tomorrow when we travel, because traffic is not fun at the best of times.
Right. There we go. Yeah, that's the one I thought would be first. Okay, so in my Silvershed USA Christmas ornaments bag given to me by Brittany.
Yay, Brittany.
Yes. Meant for Christmas ornaments, hasn't been used for that simply because that's not what I put
But
in
it's
there.
all matchy-matchy.
It is. Well, that was the intention. And this project is Christmassy. The pattern is Finish Line by Laura Smoot. You can't get this pattern anymore because she's not selling anymore.
Which is a shame, because she's very talented.
Yes, because I think she took everything off of Ravelry and all sorts of places.
There's a couple people who did that.
Yeah.
The person who does my Cerebell did that as well.
So I've got quite a bit of work done on this because I know that I'm pretty close to the end of the second sock and I just wanted to finish it. So I know I also have a 2 at a time pair of socks that needs attention.
Is that Pat's?
Mm-hmm. Because I have another one of hers lined up when I'm done with that. Okay.
Are you doing the graveyard one right now?
Graveyard Fields right now,
Yeah.
and then it would be
The one about that park.
Yes. So, first sock is done.
She remembered the blocker. Yay!
Yes, I did. I was really proud of myself. A little bit of white pooling here.
Yeah, for snow.
Yep. And then didn't pool that way on this side. And then here's the other sock. And yeah, this is one of the few socks I've worked towards almost primarily pearls. And yeah, that been enjoying this. Gonna be excited to have these to wear. And because of the heat, this is basically what I've been working on. So that's really it with this. And this is still Christmas. This is the Dragonfly Fibers colorway. Her sock yarns don't include nylon. I'm hoping these will be sturdy enough to hold up because it's pretty rough yarn.
All her sock yarns don't have?
As far as I could tell, I don't know now. But
Well, that's also the one you went, yeah!
Yes.
So you didn't check necessarily.
Yeah. And I don't have the ball band anymore, but just from what I remember from the other ones.
Right.
I only remember the colorway name because it was something that was important to me.
Okay, now I'm not going to just waffle a bit here because I want to finish this. I had to remember to do this now, otherwise I'd end up purling where I'm supposed to be knitting because it's that side thing. And I don't want to have to tink back. When I mean tink back, I will make a mistake and then she'll have to fix it. So I'm just going to finish this one here.
That would be the perfect one for you to learn to tink back, though, because it's such a big, it's big needles and big yarn.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I'd have to do it with supervision the first couple times because if I take this apart, I'll never finish anything by 5410.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have to take this apart.
Right.
Because if I do, I won't start it again. And I'm so close to finishing one of their patterns, and I really like their patterns. It's just that I haven't ever had the... I don't know if I just lost interest or I made a mistake and I couldn't fix it.
Chances are you made a mistake and couldn't fix it, because that usually seems to be what happens when you stop one of the patterns like that, is you get intimidated or whatever.
See, well, a lot of times I do try to fix it, but when I try, but if I get to a point where it's like...
You get frustrated.
Yeah. And I don't always like to bring it to Talia because I don't think that's her. And I know Laura. Yes, I know I need to learn this myself, and I'm trying to learn it myself. But it's just, I don't know. I have problems with it. So let me just get my other project out here. I have to mark where I'm at so I don't try to purl it again. Although at this point, if I purl it again, it's just gonna have an extra purl. So, because yeah, I end up taking it all out. They won't know the difference. Actually, I'll know the difference and I'll need to fix it. But that takes care of that. Let me see what my next one is. All right, in my Knitting's My Bag large Angels bag is my Film Noir shawl from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. I don't think I did a lot of work on this, probably just during the podcast, but you can see that it's grown a little bit. This one is fun because I don't have to work on it a lot for it to seem like I did.
Right.
Because the stitches are so big. And it's not bulky, which is good because it's too hot to work with bulky.
Right.
And I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to try this in a bulky yarn because I'm not sure how it will drape.
Well, it depends on what needle. I mean,
Hook.
you
Yeah.
use.
I'm just not sure. It might have the drape, but will it be too heavy with the drape? I don't
could
know.
be.
I'd have to check and see. And I'm using Miss Babs for the most part in this. I think I also have some Dragonfly fiber that I'm using for this. It's basically I chose blacks, whites, and grays so I could have that film noir kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this is a classy kind of color shawl choice. It could be, I don't know. There's something about black and white that's kind of a nice classic kind of, and I'm not saying that it has to be worn like dressed up or dressed down. I'm just saying that's kind of got a classic feel to it. And I'll show this to you in a second when I get to the end of I feel like something is
catching.
It felt like, when something's not quite plied or maybe it's starting to come unraveled or something. It felt like something like that. I think maybe I just caught it wrong on my hand. I used to, the yarn I did for the unicorn that Marigold Jen did, used to have an unplied section that I would look forward to because it felt soft, and I was like, oh,
that would have
okay.
driven me nuts.
It was nice because it gave a texture to it.
You see, that still would have driven me nuts.
And I liked it. It was nice. It wasn't so unplied that you felt like it wasn't going to be strong enough.
That's not the consideration for me. For me, it's a textural thing.
Oh, I love the texture. It was neat. It felt
It's
soft.
wrong. It should all be smooth.
No, I liked that. It was kind of like your one more row kind of thing. Like, oh, let me get to the next kind
annoying
of quasi-implied section. I always worry when they're implied that they won't be strong enough.
I always want to pick that out.
Well, you can't pick that out.
Still try.
It's not something you pick out. It's yarn.
I know, but I still find myself trying.
You have to cut it and tie it.
That's what I eventually end up doing.
I wouldn't do that for that. It's
because I'll just sit there and try to pick it out because sometimes it makes an unsightly bump.
Didn't do it on mine. So that's what it looks like right now. And the I don't know. The next color is probably gonna be a plain. Maybe I think it's gonna be this one next. So like this. But what else do I have in here? I think. Oh, and then I have this darker one as well. So I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do yet. We'll see. And this is probably all I would have to bring with me in terms of if I take this shawl with me, I don't have to worry about taking maybe another color because I have enough colors to work with. I'm not gonna finish anything. I don't think it's too far to go on it. And I'm more likely trying to finish Laura's than to get a whole bunch done on this one.
Right.
There. Okay, so that takes care of that.
Okay, let me measure once more, and I have to be sure that I don't need to go a little further.
The drink. This has a nice aftertaste to it.
I will take your word for it. That is innocently something I don't like. Okay.
There's a lady on the Adagio who just hates it. She calls it
Pubios.
Pubios. Would it be poibus?
I would think it was, but I
think she means pubis, but yeah. She's funny.
Okay, so now I can pull my shoutouts again. Pull up my pattern because I'll start the toe when. Okay.
That's the nice thing about this. I don't have to have a pattern. I can just bring it,
Okay, and actually I probably won't start the toe here because I don't have the stitch markers I need here. I'll do it in my room.
Oh.
So the next one is in my... Sorry, the bag's all the way at the bottom.
apparently this has made its decision what it wants to have next.
Oh, it tied itself in a...
It's not even tied, it's just kind of there.
Was it looped in the other end?
No, it was just kind of, you know how they have that way of joining yarn where it's like it's a
Yeah.
split join? It's almost like it felt it. It didn't felt, but it was almost like it felt it together.
Oh, still stitch markers from this bag.
I take some of my things like that and put them in my, I've got a ton of them, so I might as well use them.
Yeah. So, make sure the stitch markers good. Okay. In my Silvershed USA books bag with the
Bell's
golden
Library.
side.
Bell's Library.
These are the Kingfisher socks, although it's socks singular right now. The pattern is Vanilla Latte Socks by Virginia Rose Jeans. And this is made out of West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. This was a lovely gift from an anonymous person.
That's really nice.
Yes. And just knitting along the foot. It's just so pretty. And when I'm finished with this one, I won't replace it with another West Yorkshire Spinners because I already have another West Yorkshire Spinners sock going that I haven't worked on in a while. It's the Christmas one you got me. That was a bit darker, so I'll work on that after I finish this. So yeah, I like the brightness of this. It's really happy and fun. And I'll decide which one goes next afterwards. After the other one.
Just get to a place where I can stop this because I don't like stopping in the middle of a increase. There, okay. Put this away. Yes, see, this is the small amount of progress I made this week was all during the podcast. This is why I have to make sure I do something on the podcast.
Right.
There. Put that in here. Okay, there. My next one is in my Knit for Brains Owl Teapots bag, which was given to me by Laura Concert. It's this bag. It's a cute bag. This is a bright and happy bag. It's my Owl Teapots bag. I don't care if there are other animals on here. This is an Owl Teapot bag. Didn't do a whole lot on this. I did some. And this is one that's free and it has like a gazillion different options.
Options are always good.
Options are always good. I'm trying to figure out where I'm at. Okay, I'm down here. Okay. So yeah, I'm using Miss Babs in the blue slate colorway. Which is a really nice color. I like it. It almost eclipses my regular slate colorway. This is really pretty. Reminds me of a federal blue that I always used to like when my husband and I were, he was still active duty and we were thinking about what we wanted to have in our houses and stuff. This is one of those colors I wanted to have in the house. It's a little too dark when rooms aren't really big.
Right.
But it makes a nice trim. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, one of those classic colors.
It's good for accessories and stuff.
Well, I would, if anyone who's lived in Massachusetts and been in the old houses, they've seen the houses with these colors in the rooms, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Like they have this color, they'll have that sage green, they'll have that dusty rose kind of pink. I absolutely love those colors. So it's growing, but it still looks like kind of a, I don't know, a skirt that has no shape to it. It's basically, right now I'm just knitting. The number of rows in between the purls are decreasing, and so that's, you know, that will be leading toward the point where I have to do whatever it is I have to do to make the hood. So I haven't done this pattern before, so I don't know exactly
Hood's not hard.
what that entails, but
The only reason why I haven't worked on it is because I've been too lazy to wind up the yarn.
okay,
That was noisy.
this was, but at least I turned the sound down. I remember to turn the sound down, otherwise we'd have gotten some kind of, I don't know, ring or something. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this.
Okay, so let me put my notepad back in here. So in my Silvershed USA PH and 10th Podiversary bag. This is the smaller, the two. So this is the medium.
Mm-hmm.
And these are my Rice Krispie socks. The pattern is Not Just Boring Boot Sock pattern by Corinne Walcher. I'm using Undead Yarn Sport, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, in the colorway Snap, Crackle, and Oh Crap Pop. And, you know, progress along the foot.
And her shop is still open if you are interested in that
Yeah,
color.
I don't think she carries this base anymore, though.
No, but I think she might have that color still, though.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure she does have that color still. Last time I saw her.
Yeah, it's been a while since
It's been
I've
a
been to her
while.
shop.
It's been a while since.
And it might be something that maybe it's more seasonal. I don't know. Although she's always does Halloween type. Because that's just her preference.
She just retired
Oh, I didn't know that.
from her speech. I think she was a speech pathologist, I think, or speech therapist or
Yeah, I
something
can't
like that.
remember. But yes, so this got some work on it.
Yay.
And this is just a nice, you know, kind of muted. I look forward to little bits of, they're kind of a yellowy color that pops up.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm kind of contrary. I always like her roadkill.
This one makes me think of a roadkill.
Her roadkills are like my you know, non-repeatables and stuff. Only can she repeat her roadkills? Some of them.
No, I don't think
she
so.
can. I think her roadkill is exactly that, non-repeatable, like my oopses.
Yeah, kind of, and like the pot scrubbers that
No makers used to do.
No makers, yes.
Yep. Because I think no makers just all throw all different kind of colors in the pot. It's kind of what I do sometimes. I have a lot of dye stock.
Yeah, probably her exhaust or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it might even just be what's left in the jars.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Chemnitz sometimes will do, like she'll be doing stuff and she'll have stuff that's on the table, like on the paper that's on the table or whatever. She'll take clean yarn that's been prepped and she'll just wipe it.
I feel like I have hair in my mouth.
She'll wipe the table with the yarn, and that's what and the yarn always comes out really pretty. I don't know why it doesn't come out muddy, but it does. It doesn't. It looks really pretty. Probably because the color she uses goes well together.
Right. Go well together?
Goes well together.
The colors that she uses, you don't have
Oh,
subject and verb agreements.
I don't care. I wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. Listen, grammar Nazi. I will not be annoyed by you. I know my verbs and my nouns and my stuff, so, and I can therefore be. If you know the rules, you can break them. There we go.
Was that all for you? Wait, did you show something? No, wait.
I just finished this one.
Okay.
No, wait. Yes, I just finished this one.
What's that one?
Like cow. This one.
Oh, okay, yes. Because I couldn't remember if I did my sock or you did your cow.
I did my cow.
Okay.
You already did that sock though.
Yeah, I know I did. This is just the one I chose to knit on.
Well, I'm really glad I had this. This was good.
Let's see. So the next one is in my...
Look what leaves at the bottom.
Of course it does.
Rooibos leaves stuff at the bottom. I don't know if you can see.
Is my
You can't.
teacups on a nasty green field.
It's not nasty. You're mean and cruel.
Nasty yellow green. This is Jenny Wren. And the pattern is Wren from Woodland Creatures Collection by Claire Garland, aka Dot Pebbles. I think that's right. I actually need to wet this down and so I can start sewing it. Because it's all finished.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention. What is this?
This is Jenny Wren.
What is it though?
That's the Wren pattern.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, you said I thought that was her name, Jenny Wren.
No.
Oh, okay.
Dot Pebbles.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So,
It's gonna be tiny.
yeah.
Aw, it's gonna be about the size of Wren.
So,
Aw, look at that.
I need to flatten it to be able to sew it properly. But yeah, she does her things all in one piece like this. And then you seam it, which makes some really interesting construction.
What does that have to flatten out here?
The whole thing has to flatten so I can sew it
So
properly.
you have to block it first.
Yes, I'm going to block it first.
Yeah.
Because right now I have trouble seeing what I need to sew because it's all curly.
It's gonna be such a cute little bird.
So
Maybe a little smaller than a Wren.
maybe. And here's the little beak here. I'm sorry, little beak here.
Aw.
So, and I have to figure out my buttons might be the best thing for the eyes. 'Cause I don't think I have any eyes small enough.
Yeah, no,
except for the
those little buttons, yeah.
So, yes, it'll be best after I block it. But yeah,
This is the part that has to be blocked here?
the whole thing, because look how much it's curly.
Right, no, I know that, but
all of it needs to
yeah,
be blocked.
I'm just trying to see how long it is. So it goes up.
So it goes up like
Oh, there's the beak.
that,
With the
and
beak.
then
Okay, cool.
so
Very cool.
yeah. So it's a very interesting construction, and I really just need to block the thing so I can sew it, seam it. Because I have goals to make my way through her pattern. She's a lot of cute bunny patterns, and she has a big old beagle I want to make Davina. But I kind of feel like I need to build up to the beagle.
Yeah, you gotta finish her sweater.
Yes. Well, but right now it's pencil.
I know. Especially in your room. Okay,
Yeah.
my next one is in my Bwing country bag. That's this one here, and this is my, thank you, Brittany. Bwing is Brittany, for those of you who don't know it. This is my Country Roads blanket from the Jelly Roll blanket pattern by K.F. Jones. It's not the Laura scarf, not yet anyway.
Laura scarf blanket.
I do need to start weaving these ends in because they get caught and everything.
Yeah, they'll do that.
So I don't think I've done much on this because I did some, we went somewhere and I did some, but not a whole lot. I think. I may be misremembering.
Yeah, where would you have gone?
I don't know. So I'm still on the Little Bunny Foo-Foo color, which is my own colorway. See if I can find it in here. Here it is.
Oh, this pattern's almost the exact opposite of the finish line in the way it's set up.
Okay. This I'm going to probably do, I think I might use this up, potentially. I haven't gone very far, but I don't judge knit stitches very well, so maybe I'm mistaken. We'll see. And this is my kind of pattern in terms of the fact that it's just kind of simple, and except for the picking up stitches, which I don't know how to do yet. So, but I do want to do this because I like the way it looks. It's not got the same stigma that the blocks have for me.
Right.
Although I did find a pattern Cappy showed me. Well, she put it on Instagram and she told me where to find it. I just have to see if I want to pay that amount of money for something that I might not finish. It's a mitered square blanket that's crocheted, and like Kay does, you add as you go. So that might be interesting in terms of be more like this, where it's panels instead of actual squares I have to sew. I think part of me is just afraid that I won't be able to make them fit. So I don't like to do them. So we'll have to see.
Although for Kay's mitered square would be the same thing as for crochet, when you don't have to worry about fitting.
No, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm interested in it, as opposed to just doing single squares.
Well, yeah.
So that's something I may try. If I have to see what I think it's $9 Australian. I have to see what that costs in US dollars. So my conversion skills are kind of rusty, since we haven't been in the military for like 25 years or 22 years, whatever it was. We haven't been in the military, so haven't had to do conversions in a while. But yeah, that's basically what this is. This has got, I think, probably another 2 or 3, whatever you want to call these parts of this panel before I'm ready to do the adding, the picking up of stitches, so I can add a second panel. But it's getting there, slowly but surely. I think I'm using size 7 needles. It says I'm using 10s.
Doesn't look like 10.
Doesn't look like 10s.
You probably just did the wrong information down.
Oh, the US 8s.
Okay, that looks like 8s.
Why does it say US 8s and US 10s? Am I supposed to do something with 10s?
I don't know. I've hardly worked that pattern.
Yeah. Don't know.
Maybe you cast on a 10.
I could have.
Okay, so in my Little House in the Big Wool Velveteen Rabbit bag, this holds a starburst sock. I'm saying sock because currently it's sock singular, The pattern is Vanilla Cream by K.F. Jones of Bakery Bears fame. So, I'm using Laura's yarn, her heels and toes, and I think it's Flamenco by the Pool.
That's what she said.
And I have highlighter, and I forget what the pink is called. Maybe the pink's highlighter. I thought the yellow was highlighter. Anyway. So, this has been fun to work on. Haven't worked a whole ton on it because I've been very focused on Christmassy. I've been trying to finish that. But one sock's going to be yellow, heels toe cuff, and one sock is going to be pink, heels toe cuff. So a little bit different than the way that I had the a little different than the way I had my last pair, the rainbow socks set up, where I alternated the heels and the toes, so that they were different colors. But yeah, that's it for me.
See here. Let me make sure I have this here. Breathe. Just trying to make sure I have the right stitches. Because I thought I was going to stitch.
Okay.
5, 6, 7. Be scintillating.
What?
Be scintillating. 8,
I can't. I don't have a brain.
6, 8. Be scintillating anywhere.
Anywhere?
Anyway.
Can't do it. No brain.
2,
I am
4,
brainless.
6, 8, 10.
She can count.
12. Sorry if I'm messing anybody up.
She
13,
can count by twos. Well, that wasn't a 2. That was 13. That messed me up.
15.
She can no longer count by
16.
twos.
17. 18. Okay, 20. Got it. All right.
Goody.
I think I split. It's going to be a weak stitch. I think I split a stitch when I went to fix it.
Well, when you get around to that point, let me know. I will fix it for you.
Well, it's on the other end. It's here. But
Yeah.
this is-
When you get to that point, it's easy enough for me to drop down.
Okay. If I remember, I'll do that because.
Because you want that stitch to be weak and break.
Yeah. So that takes care of that. All right.
If you were able to knit to the end of that, I'll fix it for you now.
Well, I have to first show. I have another project
Okay,
to show.
because that row won't take too long.
Okay. In my large Silvershed USA, I think it's the extra large one. I think. I don't know. Anyways, one of the two. They're very close in size. Is my Spring Flowers Baby Blanket from the Cerebell Scarf pattern by Sarah Sweetheart. It's another one that's not available because she took all her patterns off. But this is fun. It's free though, so.
So yeah, Mom has been handing those out like candy because they're free.
So here it is. Excuse me, Ty. I like the way that looks. This yarn was given to me by Kara. She gave me like a 4 or 6 pack or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. 1, 2, 3. I think it's a 4 pack. Anyway, she gave me enough, I think, to do the blanket, and I'm really happy about it. It's very pretty. It's very lightweight, and it's neutral colors, but for some reason I think I'm a little girl for this. So
It's the pops of pink.
it's the pops of pink, I think, and it's just very gentle color, very lightweight. I don't usually think of this for little baby boys, although if you're in Texas, little baby boys will wear this kind of weight too.
True, but you can go with pale blue and seem more boyish.
Yeah, and this is an ice yarn. So I had never had ice yarn, and I had said something about it on one of the podcasts. And Crystal sent me some. You saw the other one I did recently with ice yarn. It's a little bit heavier weight. I think hers that she gave me was a worsted or a DK. And this one's a sport, I believe. So they were slightly different weights. And I like ice yarn. It's a good acrylic yarn. So that takes care of that. I'm going to see if I can get to this row for Talia.
Okay. So next one was kind of a whim to start because I am very close to popping a hole in my I keep calling it hairy Merry Christmas hair, but it's just a hairy colorway. It's by, hold on, I tend to prefer this particular dyer for the
Stripes.
hang on, that's not what I'm going to say. Not gumball, gobstopper. Because there's plenty of people who do stripes, but I like gobstoppers in particular. And I prefer this lady because she will dye them for use sport with nylon. I have her band in here somewhere. And when I picked this up, I picked up 2 of them. And somehow I lost her tag. The colorway is hairy, and I want to say it's nomadic yarn.
I know that the person that I first saw with those kind of things was called a Zoberball.
Yes. But yeah, I believe, there it is. Nomadic yarns, twisty sport, 328 yards, 80% superwash merino, and 20% nylon. And I enjoy her yarn. If she has something that's only available in a skein, it's already pre-dyed, for a little bit of extra, she'll put it into a ball for you. Darn it, I always forget what it's... Gobstopper. My brain is just such a problem. She'll put in a gobstopper for you, which I prefer. It's fun. Not to mention it'll fit in a smaller bag, because it's compact. But I've made myself a little promise, because Mom doesn't dye self-striping, that anyway, when I finish one gobstopper, I'm allowed to pick up one other one. And like I said, this is an older one. I'm about to pop a hole in my other hairy socks. So I went ahead and started this so I can have this colorway again, because I really enjoyed this colorway and it's held up really well. It's just that I abused it. So the pattern, it's actually probably in my notes. This is so I call this Victorian Christmas socks. Even though it's called hairy, it makes me think of Christmas. And the pattern is Victorian Scallop Sock by Judy Sumner. And I've done Judy Sumner pattern before. That was the green, the Peridot socks that I finished. I go to hers for sport weight sock patterns. And you can see where it is scalloping really nicely for the color changes. So, and that's probably the one I would do for a lot of times for the gobstoppers, because they're also striping. That would turn up really nice for that. Even with the red, which is a bigger section, it has 2 scallop areas. You still get that really nice curve when there's color changes. But yeah, that is that for this one. I started this midweek, I want to say, maybe toward the end of the week. I just really, as soon as I realized I was going to be putting a hole in, I thought about it for a couple days, and then I went ahead and cast on.
Now this is the stitch. Do you want me to do the last one? Here, this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, now
I see.
My next one is my Virtual Hugs shawl from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel, and this one goes for Laura. It's in my blue Universal Studios bag. And I did some on this. Again, I'm not sure when, mostly on the podcast, I think. Put that on the floor. I decided to continue with the green for a little while. So you can see. I haven't wanted to work on this because it's been so hot in the house.
There you go, Mom.
Thank you.
And let me just, isn't it? I guess they're all knit.
Yeah, they're all garter stitch.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you. Just cap
You're
it off.
fixed.
Cap it off here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me just cap this off so I can put it away. Thank you, Talia. I tried to find it myself, and I was only able to get part of it.
Yeah, you definitely split that.
Yeah. Well, I noticed it. That was good.
That is good.
And I tried to fix it, and I picked up part of it. I guess I just didn't get all of it. Okay. This in here so it's not in my way. I have a piece of my nail. You know how you get a little slit in your nail? It keeps
Yes.
catching on things.
Yes.
Which is making me nuts.
I
But
had
anyway.
that, and then when I got rid of it, it cut too close to the nail
Yes.
bed. So,
Yes, I hate that because then it hurts.
and that's on my thumb that's got a little bit of deformation on the nail.
Oh, no.
So,
Okay, so here it is. As I said, I haven't really worked on this at all because it's been too hot for me to work on it. It's just muggy and hot. But
there's
here,
a reason I've only worked on socks.
I'm sorry, I got a little ahead of you
Yeah.
so you can see. Whoops, looks like I've got the yarn caught somehow. Let me see. Okay, there. So you can see it's getting quite large. I like the way the colors are showing. I hope Laura likes the way the colors are showing. So I wanted to have this done a couple weeks ago, but weather and situation hasn't really cooperated, so it's still here. It's just kind of moseying along, but it will get finished eventually. And will go off to the person it's supposed to belong to. So, because I like the colors, but I would never wear this. It's not. So I don't have this colors in my wardrobe, the predominant colors that she has in here. So, which is really funny because I like working with purples and stuff. I just don't have any in my wardrobe or anything. I just don't wear it.
I have a couple skirts that I really like with purple.
I used to have some purple, but I don't have any. I can't think of any purple that I have.
I don't know why I don't wear purple, because it's a color I can wear.
I like and I can wear it too. I can wear the jewel tone purples. But
Yeah,
I just,
and I don't know why I don't wear it.
I just don't wear it. I don't know. Because the purple I had wasn't even a jewel tone. It was a.
Well, that's when you were red, right?
No, I had it before that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, it was red when I had it, but I had it before that. It was an older dress. But that.
Oh, I can
basi-
picture when you're talking about.
Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this.
I'm done too. You
okay.
had
Let me just.
graphic novel,
I do have.
because
graphic
neither of us
novel.
have FOs.
Yeah, I was playing around today, the other day. My husband.
I was hoping to have Christmassy done, but I couldn't get it done.
Christmassy.
That was the first sock I showed.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. All right, let me just put this aside so I can show you that. Okay. Graphic novel. I did a little bit. The first one I just kind of saw something. I said, I want to try that. So I want to try that little picture, see what I can do. And I don't know. Oh, it was on here. That's not my picture. That's what I.
That was your inspiration.
Yeah. I have to see which book I'm using. How about I have sketchbooks that I'm actually using. It kind of blows my mind.
How about that?
All right. This one.
Oh, it turned out well.
And then my husband gave me a challenge. There's a DVD cover that they picked up for DVD.
Good job. Good job, Mom.
So I did that. It's a little skinnier than the.
Mom, that's a really good job.
Lest you think I'm actually an artist, I've tried to do Harley Quinn a couple of times.
But that's still actually a pretty good representation of her in the comic.
That's
Not
what-
the comic, cartoon.
That's what I was trying for. She is actually deceptive on how easy or how hard
You
she
see, I
is.
think the first one was a little bit closer, because this one's not as close.
Yeah,
I
this
think
one.
this one's a little closer.
She's deceptively, at least for me, difficult. Because you think that she's just got these basic shapes, but she's just the thing that gave me the most trouble with the eyes. This mask.
Well, because the eyes will change shape, because that's where most of her expression is.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that getting the mask, and then having the eyes fit in the mask properly with the spaces and stuff.
What I would suggest is actually doing the eyes before you put the mask in, and then you fit the mask around the eyes.
Yeah.
Because that's actually the eyes are not going to change in relation to the nose, whereas the mask could be as thick or as thin as you need for it.
The other thing that was hard was her mouth.
Yes.
She's just really hard. So, but I wanted to be full disclosure that I'm getting better.
No, you're definitely improving,
but,
Mom. Good job.
I'm actually kind of happy with
You
this
should
one.
be. You did. You should actually use that for one of your pictures.
My pictures?
For Adagio before it goes away.
Well, I don't really have anything to do.
That's fine. There's plenty of people who put up things that don't have any relation to anything.
Pubios. Yeah, so that's my forays into. I'm not a serious artist. I cannot draw. I'm just.
You can't say that anymore. You can't say that anymore.
Yeah, there it is. That's all I have to say about that.
Because you're showing that, work does put, it might be harder for you to get that point because it doesn't come as natural to you. But obviously you can do it.
Well, Daddy gets all excited. So
yes, he does.
He throws, because my husband is a super artist, and he's self-taught.
Yeah, he is.
Very, very good artist.
Davina and I learned to draw very early on.
I put him in charge of, I did like the crafts and stuff, but when we did art, I put him in charge of art.
And because of the things that I learned from him for art, that's really what helped me for toys, because it taught me to see the world a different way. To see the world in basic shapes.
Yeah. Very, very talented artist.
I can draw, I just don't.
Which gives him no end of dismay.
Well, I fall in that category of, so you have the category where you don't feel like the art is natural, but you work really hard and you get to a certain level.
Right.
Whereas I fall in the category where I inherited the ability to do it, and when I put the effort in, I can, but I'm not going to necessarily do a whole lot of progression because I don't have the interest to pursue it. I'm not going to regress necessarily, but I'm not going to improve because I just don't have the interest.
Okay, so what's next?
Next, that would be your shop.
My shop. Let me just get this stitch done.
What is going on with your phone? That's so annoying.
I don't know. They're just doing whatever it's doing. Okay, the stitch is done. Here. Voila. I'll just stop right now. Okay. Shop. Yeah. I was supposed to take pictures this weekend. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
I did get out the prize for the person who got chosen in the random number for the game of, what do you suggest for the yarn? The yarn is called Mim's Menagerie, and that went off to the winner, so she should have it the next day or two, I think. And the yarn Virtual Hugs went off to the person, the big one went off to the person to whom that is going to. The other things are sitting over there. I just, like I said, and we'll talk a little bit about this a little bit later, but there was so much going on this weekend that I just didn't have the time to take pictures. And also, it's really hot back there.
Yeah.
And my husband's got my elliptical in pieces back there, so my light box is in there, and I have to figure out how I can kind of squeeze my way in there so I can take pictures.
Right.
But I'm hoping to dye yarn, hopefully. I keep saying this. I know you guys are probably hearing this and like, yeah, right. I'm hoping to do some yarn dyeing pretty soon because
the week before you got a fair amount done, so it's not like you were.
Yeah.
I
got and I'm not gonna be able to show it in Stash Enhancement. I got a fairly large Stash Enhancement of bare yarn and a little bit of dye powder, and I have another box of what they didn't have available at that time. I had to have notification that it came in, so I picked it up, and that's coming. And that should top me off for the time being, so I can dye yarn if I need to do the mystery skeins, if I need to just start doing, fall colors because it's July almost, and even maybe getting a head start on some of the Christmas stuff.
Right.
So I'm not like pulling my hair out like I do every year for Christmas. I don't know that I'll be doing any kits or anything. I might or might not have Christmas yarns. I mean, I will have Christmas yarns. I just don't know if it'll be like, kits or anything like that, because it's a lot of work, and honestly I don't know when Taya's surgery will be, and I don't know if my husband's having surgery, so play it by ear.
Right.
But I do intend to, I foresee in the near future that I'm going to be pretty much stuck at home, so hopefully I can get some yarn dyeing done. basically, I think it's more about the dye, the yarn.
Yeah, because with everything going on, you need a whole lot of chance.
Yeah.
That leads us on to stash enhancement. I'll go first because...
Do you want me to shop?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Because I haven't been putting a lot of effort into designing. So for stash enhancement, first of all, book I was waiting for. I think this either you can't get this on Kindle, or it was one of those things where the Kindle book was more expensive,
Right.
and I just can't bring myself to spend more for a Kindle book. That just seems bananas to me. And this is Thomas E. Starzl, Memoirs of a Transplant Surgeon. So this was one of the, I think he was liver. The other guy did a bunch of different. This one, he focused on liver in particular.
And liver regenerates, doesn't it?
Liver, it doesn't grow back. It's just it can function with
Okay.
part of it. So it's not like it regenerates
Okay.
like a lizard's tail or something.
No, I was talking more like, different. There are certain things that can kind of heal up or whatever. Like
Yeah,
your
'cause
lung can heal up.
Yeah, you can give someone a part of your liver, like half your liver, and then they can live off of their liver, and you can live off of your half of a liver. So, yes, I look forward to reading this. I Blame From Death to Life. That was an audiobook I listened to from Hoopla. I ended up picking 2 different books on transplant surgery because of him. He had a really bad habit of like referencing books at the beginning, and I'd be like, oh, stop mentioning books.
Have a little elf control.
But, so my medical history collection is growing.
Did you buy more socks?
No, I've had these patterns.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to make up my mind about which ones to do, because I actually was really good. I held off on my gobstopper and everything. So I claimed one of Mom's Loki, and I decided to put creamsicle with it for heels and toes. And I couldn't make my mind up initially. I don't think I'm going to do the crunkled socks, even though I love that pattern. There's Not Just Boring Dad. Oh, that's when I was printing them. I had the line through it when we had the...
It's not doing that now.
Yeah, I did when I was printing this.
No, I'm just saying, I was
Yeah.
surprised this morning I had to print something out, and it came to that one by mistake. And
Oh, okay, so it's printing now.
yeah, it's printing.
Oh, okay. So, the Not Just Boring Dad socks. You can't really see it because of the line going through. The Not Just Boring Dude socks. And I'm kind of thinking about this one because I haven't knit this one yet either.
It's like a shorty sock.
I can probably knit it longer because Kay tends to knit hers shorter.
Yeah.
Because usually she says go to the however long you want to, because she does it for 12 repeats.
Because she barely has like above your ankle.
Yeah, she tends to prefer a shorter sock.
Yeah, that looks really short.
I might actually save that for a time where I have less yarn available to play with.
Because it looks like it's just I think the ankle here, just maybe an inch or 2 above the ankle.
Well, I'm actually looking for some ankle. I need to find a pattern like this one.
Well, that might be just a little bit higher. Maybe just a tad higher.
So I might save it for yarn that I just have a little bit left in, because she says it uses how many yards? As is a short sock, she only used 60 grams
Oh, okay.
of the skin. So this was a 436 yard. That'd be 100 grams, 436. I'm assuming.
I guess it's a heavier fingering sock.
I mean, usually they are 100 grams. I'm guessing.
Yeah. No, I'm saying if she only had 430 some odd yards, because mine are usually 462.
So, for 60 grams, I mean, I'd have to go sit there and do math. I can't do it in my head, but yeah. So I will save this probably when I have less yarn to play with. Maybe something I'm using something else. So that goes between Not Just Boring Dude and Not Just Boring Dad.
You gonna do the socks for yourself?
It's just, it doesn't matter. It's not made for only guys. It's just the pattern, because I'm about an 8.
We got
actually, I usually wear a 9, but it's very
but
stretchy.
you have to remember, if he's doing finished size and it's a man's sock, they might be going by the men's sizes.
It's measuring around. It's not the size. It's not the length. I can make it as long as I want to. This is measuring around.
It's not by shoe size.
No. They're going by, anytime you see a size for a sock pattern, they're talking about the circumference of your foot. Because it's very stretchy, I had to determine which one I would do, because I'm normally a 9, but if it's very stretchy, I might want to do a 7 or 8. Now this one,
that's pretty soft.
It doesn't say that this one is very stretchy, although I'm quite sure it is stretchy. So I haven't quite decided which one to do. I think the Not Just Boring Dude is probably the most similar to a Not Just Boring Boot. It's probably just a fingering weight version of that, whereas I think Not Just Boring Dad has a little bit of a difference in the pattern.
It looks almost like it's some kind of seed stitch or something.
Because this one here has, let's see. Yeah, this one basically is the Not Just Boring Boot, but in fingering weight.
This has got patterning. It's got different.
Yeah, I thought that Not Just Boring Dad had a little bit more going on. Let's see. Yeah, this one has more going on, because there's only one pattern throughout for the Not Just Boring Dude / Not Just Boring Boot. So I could do the Not Just Boring Dad, or I could, if I want to, just like be, I'm doing 2 socks that are basically the same. So I had to make up my mind. Really, this is more about the yarn than it is about the sock pattern itself. And I had to see, because it said medium size stretches to 12-inch circumference. And that's the 8. So I could even knit to the 7 and have it stretch, probably. Because I definitely don't have a 12 circumference foot. But yeah, I'll see what I knit in size for the boot.
Yeah. One of these will go up the shop again. That's the other one's already in the shop.
So, yeah, that's honestly the thing with the stretchies is the only thing that's made me nervous about doing the Not Just Boring Dude. But once I find the size I like for it, I can see it just like the Not Just Boring boots becoming a favorite, because I like to have a couple of favorites for when I have busy yarn. Like this one's really good. It's not even a K pattern, but this one's really good. Kay's vanilla one is really good. Kay's a couple that are very good for that. So I like to have several to choose, so I'm not always knitting the same sock.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I think I've decided which pattern to do for that now. Okay, that's all for stash enhancements for me.
Okay, now I told you I had the big yarn shipment coming in, the smaller one I'm waiting on. And I have over there, Taya showed you that little tin she had her
Stitch markers
in. I have some of those with magnets on the back on my little file cabinet over there, because they are things that Taya made for me or I made for myself that I didn't want to get rid of them T-wise, and so they're up there. And as I have like 25 or 30 magnets, so as I get certain kinds of tins that I don't want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Some I'll use for stitch markers, some I might just have to do whatever with, but I can't keep them because they keep piling up. But the ones that are special are going to go on the magnets up there. And I might have to super glue the magnet on, because I thought it was going to have some kind of adhesive strip on the back. It doesn't. So it's magnet on both sides. If I hit it wrong or pull it, it's going to come off.
Yeah.
But I've got like 6 or 7 on my file cabinet over there.
And Mom thought I had a file cabinet I could do that with. My file cabinet is actually wood.
Yeah.
So
she has to do the refrigerator downstairs.
Yeah.
But
because I don't have hardly anything metal in my room.
I got some Adagio tea. This is Taya's blend. I was running low on it, so this is Physician that she made as part of a gift for me from, no, not Mother's Day, Christmas?
It might have been Christmas.
Christmas. She made me the whole set for our shared story. So that one,
And you were surprised how much you ended up liking this one.
yeah, I probably, it might be the one I like best.
It's the one you're always drinking.
I do like Thief, and I like the Healer. I like all of them. It's
But
just,
this is the one where you seem to drink the most.
right. And then I won this one on Adagio. It's a Star Trek.
I don't think
reference.
I've gotten my Star Trek one.
This looks like the first, unless it's the last.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Kirk. It almost
I can't
looks
tell.
like Pike.
I thought it was Pike, or could it be the new guy?
Oh, you see, I'm just assuming that
I'm assuming it's Pike.
it's Pike from
Yeah.
the original, not trailer, the original pilot.
I assumed it was Pike.
Yeah, and it could be off of someone else, but sure, it looks like Pike to me.
It looks like Pike to me. It could be the new guy, but I don't think so. This looks like Pike to me.
Yeah,
So that's that
what
one.
it looks like to me.
And
I
then-
mean, it probably is meant to be the other guy, but he sure looks like Pike.
He looks like Pike, yeah. And then this is my blend. I had gotten this blend when I had the other tin, so I'm going to keep this tin and that tin because they're two different covers that Ty helped me get this one to put together. But I didn't like the way the blend turned out, so I wanted to change it a little bit. So this is to have and to hold.
Mom, I think this is Pike. I'm pretty sure the actor who played Pike had blue eyes.
I don't remember.
And this guy has blue eyes.
I think that
Because that was what's his name from Searchers. Young guy from Searchers.
Yeah.
What's his face?
I don't know. I don't remember that. I'm trying to think of something else right now. Taya gave me an anniversary gift. She got my husband a couple of books, and then she went to Adagio and got me. You guys heard me talk about Harley Quinn, I think. The tea Harley Quinn, maybe not.
I don't think you had it prior to this.
This tea came up in my community, and I was surprised at how much I liked it. I mean, it's Harley Quinn. I mean, that's all I can say about it. It's Harley Quinn, and I really liked it. And I put it on my wish
Well,
list.
I think it was the candy apple and the hibiscus that really helped.
It's just the blender did an excellent job. It's just a black tin with Harley Quinn's name in pink, and I think there's some other pink as well.
That's red.
Is it red? Oh.
Which makes sense because her outfit
Yeah.
is red, black, and white.
It's hard for me to tell if that's red or pink, but anyway.
It's only fairly recently they started doing the dual tone hair for her because she always used to have her hair covered.
Right.
It's a new thing. I want to say that it was either New 52 thing and then translated to the movies. I think that's probably what it was, or the movies were influenced. I'm pretty sure it was the New 52 thing.
And then she got me to go with it this mug. I love these. This is a mug like this, but not the same mug.
Because we were discussing, and Mom and Dad had an anniversary, so.
This is my Woodland Forest one. Isn't that cute? Look at the
Oh, it does have an owl. I wasn't sure.
Oh, it does have an owl. See the owl? There it is.
Yeah, because when I tried to look at all angles of the mug, I didn't think that there was an owl, but it's still the closest one I thought you'd like. I'm glad that I took the chance.
Well, this is the one I said that I wanted to get because we go for Christmas or... And this is...
Well, you also were hoping there'd be an owl on there.
I was, and I had looked at this. I didn't see an owl. I need to take this off my wish list before somebody else... Sometimes people buy things for you just on a whim.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to buy me another mug.
Right.
But this is just... I love it. And you can get the lids if you need to, if you break them for some reason.
Yes, because I did that before for my bunny one. I actually have chipped my bunny mug a little bit. It's just around the lip. Kind of like, chip.
Aww.
But it's usable, so...
So I love this. It's just cute, and I'll probably use it later on today when I have the other tea I want to have. So thank you very much. That takes care of my stashing house.
Okay, so... I guess that means thank yous and life.
Okay. Don't leave before we thank you, but if you don't want to hear life stuff, we're going to go into life and stuff that's not knitting, crocheting, artwork type of stuff, okay? So we want to wish all of you who commented, Looney Hiker, Kara, Rena, Wendy, and anybody else that I might have missed between the time I got my show notes together and now. We always appreciate all comments, and we are glad to hear from you. Thank you very much. We wish you all a very blessed week, and we'll see you next week. Now, give them a chance to leave if they don't want to hear about life stuff. Okay, and it's not going to be overly long. I mean, but Okay, so
I mean, I guess not a ton. People who were on the Zoom with us on Friday got to witness a fatigue knockout.
she slept the whole time.
I ended up having migraine afterwards, so that's part of where the fatigue came in.
But see, the PHN family, they're like, okay, just let her sleep. We'll talk because and I said, yeah, this is the family, so we just talked around her, and that's fine.
Because it's that kind of like dead sleep where you really can't fight it, that kind of fatigue.
Yeah. And it was a nice group. We did miss, I got an email from one of our PHNers who was a Patreon, and she couldn't find us because I guess she didn't get the notification, and I feel really bad about that. She asked where you sent it. And,
I don't send it. It goes automatically.
It goes automatically. So
when I edited the email, I had it clicked to notify everybody, but it might have gotten lost in her email because I know other people got it, and it sent everybody in the group.
Yeah, I'll have to touch base with her because she got back to me, but with the anniversary stuff, I wasn't able to get back with her. So I need to get back with her. And we apologize that you didn't receive that because we miss you when you're not there. We like to have all of our PHNers who are Patreons there when we have our Zooms and our live streams. So we are sad when they miss it.
Sorry that our last minute changed.
We had to change at the last minute because what happened?
I had lab work.
Yeah, you had lab work, and that was the thing I was referencing when I said it's been hot and we've had things break down, and then Mike had to go take Talia somewhere, and that we took that time on Friday, Davina and I, to do some errands. And when we did the shopping by ourselves, my husband's like, "Oh, Davina knows what I need," and he gave me a list, but Davina knows where it all is. Davina didn't know where it was, so it took us about an hour to do all that stuff. So I got here late, and by the time I got back here, they were already back.
Davina doesn't know how to find her way back to the house. Unless she's really focused on it, she's not going to know where things are.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff she picks up all the time, that's different.
Well, things that interest her, she knows where it is.
Exactly.
But she's like...
Or if she constantly has been getting it for you. But if she only does it a few times and really the other person is picking up the stuff, she's zoning out.
Yeah, she's it's just part of her disability.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not aware.
Yeah.
And so...
she just sort of depends on you if she doesn't have to.
Right. And so so when we send her, we say, okay, this is what we want, and she'll find it.
Right,
but,
and she's gotten to a point where she very much knows where certain things are because she's been getting, she's been a runner in the grocery store for the family for a long time.
Yeah, and to the point where people know who she is. People ask me, not so much anymore since we've been doing car pickup.
Right.
But
well, we had one time where we couldn't find her.
Everybody mobilized.
Everybody in Martin's mobilized.
Everybody in Martin's.
Like they all looked for her.
Until
I don't even remember where she was.
I don't know where she was.
But one of the workers then hunted us down because they were so used to, they all kind of kept an eye on Davina. And
yeah, they all know that Davina's kind of, they keep an eye on her. And that's one of the reasons why I don't leave Martin's, because it's our particular Martin's, even though we do a lot more of our stuff where they do curbside, we still go in. And Mike goes in with Davina sometimes, I go in with Davina when I go in, and so they still kind of connect us to the point where they even ask about you occasionally. So I've never had a hometown until we got here, and this is what it's like, so I like it. And I tend to stay where people know me, so especially for Davina, so if something happens, we have other people looking for her.
I was thinking about Castiglio's where when I used to go there fairly frequently. I would take friends there, or I would sometimes go by myself, or I would take boyfriends there. That makes you sound like I dated 20 million people.
They took you there.
Well, yeah, technically they took me there, but I'd be like, this is where we're going, because it's like the only good place to eat in town.
That's not true, though. There's some good places.
That was before we were going to Jalisco's a lot. And also Jalisco's is a little bit harder to reach.
Yeah. The Mill, and we have, the Mill has good taco salads.
But I would usually take them there to the point where we have this Russian lady who works there. She used to sit down and literally sit down next to us and start talking to us.
She worked there.
Yeah, and she still works there. But yeah, she'll ask.
She's the sweetest lady ever.
Yeah.
Yep. Because she stopped by and talked to me because she remembered me, and she asked after Talia, and I introduced her to my person. She stood there and talked to us for about 5 minutes, and just stood there and talked to us. It's nice.
So very nice small town. I used to have that kind of relationship with the lady who worked at who owned our particular Taco Bell branch as well.
Yeah.
I'm not Taco Bell, Subway.
Yeah. Well, the Taco Bell lady who found out Davina's birthday kept bringing her stuff out. You know, this, that, and the other thing. Just kept bringing stuff out. We didn't pay for it. She just kept bringing stuff out. It was kind of fun. It was nice.
But
pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic. But yeah, they were busy because they needed to get the grocery stuff. I went to do blood work. It was kind of a last-minute blood work thing because it was a very short window that the insurance is willing to cover. So we got it in last minute, which is why the notification went out last minute. Right. And I've had actually a fairly rough week symptom-wise because
it's been bad weather-wise.
Yeah, because I know I was out Monday for part of the time. I feel like I was out Tuesday too.
I don't remember. I know one day we had to cut short our tea.
Yeah. I don't remember what happened when. I had a couple back-to-back migraines. And then Saturday, I didn't realize I titrated my medicine up too quickly, so I got side effects from that. Thankfully, I thought to think of the titration being too quick, and I was able to look at the side effects and was able to fairly quickly identify the problem. But yeah.
She didn't tell me, by the way, until later, so.
What were you going to do about it?
Yeah, I don't care what I was going to do about it.
It was short acting, so all I needed to do was hydrate and rest. If it was long acting, I might have been more concerned, but this is short acting 4 times a day medication. So
that's not the point. Anyway,
there's no point in making cutting short your anniversary date so you can stand around and worry while I slept it off.
We did our anniversary stuff this weekend. We stayed close to home, but we didn't put too much of a time. It was too hot to stay a long time, but went out to eat at Los Postitos. I can never remember exactly how it's spelled.
And I've never been,
Postitos. I can't. And it's a Mexican place. It's a good place. And we went there. We went to Walmart to. We kind of stocked up on some of the meat that we can't get at Martin's, and we got at Lowe's. We picked up a couple of shelf units because we have so much stuff that it needs more space. Our pantry and stuff needs more space. So and also we're going to put some of the stuff. I
was wondering where all the stuff that usually is on the floor went to.
Well, it's in between the shelves, but it's in between the shelves where we have like the crock pot and everything because we had to move it out so we could do the air conditioner.
I see.
So we're going to put in a new shelf there. We're putting a shelf into the bathroom, down the basement bathroom, where we're going to put in like our Kleenexes and our toilet paper. I don't think we'll be able to fit the paper towels, but at least they'll take a lot of that stuff out of the pantry.
Right.
And we'll be able to see how much we actually have instead of like, just guessing. So we got that. And then after we went there, we went to the Blessed Sacrament Chapel, say hi to Jesus, and then we went to DL Campus Coffee and Ice Cream Shop, or whatever it's called. We went there, and it was so hot, I didn't even have my hot tea. I had the almond chai tea, cold, ice. And they actually make it strong enough that it wasn't watered down. So I had that and a chocolate chip cookie, and Mike had ice cream. And we came home. It was just so darn
hot.
Although
for Dad, even if it had been freezing outside, he probably still would have had ice cream.
He was going to have a cookie. But he just decided it was too hot. And it was really uncomfortable. We walked a little bit, just 2 shops. The candy store and the little country store. Went to those 2 places, picked up a little something for the girls, and came home because it was really uncomfortable to the point where I felt like I was just going to be. I felt like I was almost ill, nauseous kind of ill.
I forgot to grab my magnet. It's in my room, the one you got me.
Oh yeah, the magnet. It's cute. It said, what did it say?
Something about fewer, less.
Yeah, it was a play on the words fewer and less for grammar, and so we picked that up for her, and we got Davina some candy. But it was a nice time, but we had to truncate it because it was just. Usually we'll walk around town a little bit, and it was just too hot. We thought about going for a walk when we got home. As the night progressed, it was just oppressive.
Well, not to mention that it thunderstormed.
And then it thunderstormed. Yeah, and then
pretty heavily.
Yeah. Well, thunderstorm was yesterday.
Oh, okay. I mixed up days. No, you're right. I think it was.
It rained yesterday too.
We had, I think, a more minor thunderstorm on Saturday, but Sunday was the really major thunderstorm.
Yeah. So it was. prohibitive for us to go
Yeah.
walking around. We haven't walked in the last couple of days. It's just been too hot. But that the weather affected her, affected me. My jaw's been bothering me. I'm hoping that my appointment is on Friday to get an x-ray and our CAT scan to see what's going on with my jaw, because I should not be having trouble just opening my mouth to eat.
Yeah.
So and it varies. It literally does. I was on the treadmill today doing my Hallow walk, and it was bothering me, and the dentist had taught me a trick to just
You see,
Yeah.
I can't do it the same way because I actually am starting to have a little bit. Not nearly as much as Mom, but when I describe it, she says it sounds like what she feels. But I can't do what she does. I had to push up because I can't bring myself to relax my jaw enough.
right. So I have to, and I do this. I have to remember not to bite down. Just let it rest, and then it loosens up in here a little bit. And I had to do that for the majority of the treadmill because the weather, I could see the clouds getting darker. I said, this is what's happening. Because it is supposed to rain and thunderstorms.
And I don't
today.
usually get it as much as I did, and I think it was the weather.
And now I can have a pretty good range of motion, but if I try to open up my mouth to do like a sandwich, I had a Boston cream, like those donuts that are Boston cream, and opening up to that was hard.
Yeah, she really does have a lot of problems opening.
So I do the night guard. I have the night guard.
Because you're saying it doesn't feel like your TMJ.
It feels, I mean, part of it does when it clicks, but it feels like there's tendons or muscles or something that are tightening, and like with my jaw sliding sometimes, I'm afraid that if it loosens up, I'm going to have all kinds of dislocation problems.
Yeah.
So I need to find out what it is that's going on, what the either the management or the fixing or whatever. So maybe it can't be fixed. Maybe I just need to have to learn to get. Maybe I'm one of these people that's going to have to cut up my donuts and stuff. I don't know. That's fine. I just need to know what it is. Why is it going out of focus?
I don't know why it does that sometimes.
Okay, but
Because I have it on automatic and should not do that at all.
right, and then the weather, of course, has not been happy for the arthritis in any way, shape, or form. But that's life. I understand what that is. It's not a problem. Yeah, we're old people over here.
And I'm well aware that if I have any issues anywhere, I will most likely get worse because Ehlers-Danlos, there is a degenerative component to it. I'm not going to get less loose. I'm going to get more loose.
Right.
So,
This means we have to keep an eye on things for her.
yeah.
So any prayers, and I've had a lot of support and prayers from the people that I've talked to, via Zoom and private text. That some of the people in PHN that we talk to off camera,
Right.
and some of them have similar issues, so they have been very supportive and very, just there, which is nice. It makes it sound like, oh, this is such a horrible thing. It's a minor thing. It's just annoying. And a little concerning if I can't eat. So,
Exactly. I mean, it's not a minor thing if it's affecting your eating.
but, so I don't need to lose more weight.
No, you don't. I have my test tomorrow that should determine whether or not I need surgery. Something needs to be done because I'll go where there's days that I don't have much trouble walking unless I'm doing a fair amount of it. And I'll have other days where as soon as I leave my room, I have significant trouble walking.
There was a day where she had left her rollator somewhere, and I literally had to help her walk. One hand under, and because she was, it's just something has to be done. We have to know what's going on.
And preferably it's something that surgery can do something for rather than being another degenerative issue.
or medicine. Medicine.
No, medicine can do.
I said you don't want to have more medicine.
Yeah,
necessarily.
yeah.
But yeah, and lest you think that we are like in horrible spirits or anything, we're not. It's just
No.
it's,
I mean,
it
it's
is
not
what it
comfortable to walk that way, but
No.
it's honestly, I'm not sitting there like moaning about it. It's just what it is.
you have, it is what it is. It's an opportunity to do things that maybe wouldn't have to do otherwise. So,
And when it happens, at least I know I'm not imagining things.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we, in our faith, we believe that we can offer things up to help other people, so that's an opportunity.
Yep.
So anyway, I don't think we have anything coming up this Friday because it's the first Friday.
Right. I think our next one is the second Friday, and that's a live stream. We don't have anything else on the calendar, so unless something gets magically placed earlier, like early in like an appointment or something, we won't have anything messing with that.
Yeah, because I try to do my appointments not on Fridays, unless I know there's nothing there. But every once in a while, I get told when my appointments are going to be, so I don't have that choice. So we will try not to schedule things when we have things scheduled.
Although there's a fair amount of offices now that don't want to do things on Fridays. So
that's true.
A lot of my offices have moved to that. Which is
I think Dr. Abdallah, they did it so they could have blood work and stuff on its own.
They can do blood work and stuff that day. I think they either have the doctors are either working in the hospital that day, or they have another office that's for kids. So they got to go to that office sometime, or maybe they trade off who's at. Although there's been days where they're both there. I don't know.
Well, there may be a day where they don't do it there. Maybe it's a Thursday or a Wednesday.
Yeah, I know there's one day that's primarily for testing. And I think it's Thursdays that are testing only. You can't see the doctor that day.
Right.
I can't remember.
So yeah.
But yeah, I know that my neurosurgeon's not till like the 21st or something when I see him about the results of tomorrow's test.
Right. So that's July.
Yes. So yeah, hoping that, like we're saying, something shows that can be fixed, because otherwise we're looking at other things.
Yeah, we don't really want to look at those other things. So prayers would be very much appreciated for all the stuff.
So yes, we're weirdly wanting neurosurgery.
Yeah. So prayers would be continued prayers, because I know that we have people in PHN who have not stopped praying for us, and which we are very grateful for. The prayers are very important to us, and we are grateful for them. Prayers and good wishes. Pray that we have a safe trip to and from Baltimore from here.
Yes, because we couldn't get, that is where it's at. You can't get any closer.
And I guess that's all we have to say about that. Keep an eye on the shops. Keep an eye on, on the threads for anything that pops up. And we want to wish you all a very blessed week, full of knitting and crocheting and all that stuff that makes you happy. Enjoy summer, since it's now summer officially.
Yeah, very definitely been summer.
We hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 511, and that's a wrap.
Bye.